Okay, so hopefully having my mic up there is not going to be too far away from my mouth whilst I prepare. Very excited today because yesterday Amazon has finally opened up their hardback or hardcover option for I think everyone who's on KDP. It's still in beta, but I wanted to wait until it was open to the public before I tested it. Just because I figured they were still working out some kinks and things, and so I didn't want to go ahead and do it knowing that it's likely not going to be the best. So now that even though it's still in beta, but they've opened it to everyone, I think it's safe to say it's worth checking out. So what that means is I am going to open up my InDesign for the first time since I think 2019, and I am going to create a file that's for hardback because I think I have to change the dimensions slightly, not that much, for the hardback version because I'm going to be doing 6x9 for the hardback, and then I am going to have to redo the cover, so that means I'm going to have to open up Photoshop and then resize the cover so that it fits perfectly within the proper dimensions. But I have to do InDesign first because I need to know how many pages. The page length will tell me how wide the spine of the book is going to be, how many inches. It's probably going to be like one, I'm guessing 1.5, between 1 3/4 of an inch in width. And so once I have that, then I can create the template, drop my image in, and then just resize it accordingly. So hopefully it shouldn't take me too long to do that. And then once I have my PDF file of the interior and then the cover, wraparound PNG file, then, or I think it's actually supposed to be a JPEG, whatever the case may be, then I will come into Amazon KDP, bring in all that information, and then order a proof copy. So I hope to do all of that this morning, including writing my Friday fiction, which I'm equally excited about because it's going to be a Halloween, or at least a scary story. So it's going to be a Halloween themed story, which I came up with, and I'll talk about that when I go to write that. But yeah, so these two huge things I want to get done today, hopefully in less than 3 hours. So the clock is ticking here, but give me 1 second. Okay, so I am actually going to put 4 hours on here, even though I fully intend to not use that entire time. I just wanted to let someone know that I am currently doing this. Okay, so I already have and I'm going to show you how I figure out what the width of the spine is and all of that information using Amazon KDP's website that shows you and gives you the downloaded template. So I'm going to download the template. I'm going to show you every step that I take this is stuff that I would do immediately. Well, not immediately, but after I know the book is 100% done, and then I can start working on the interior files and the templates and all those things. So in order to make sure that I keep two separate versions, the paperback and then the hardback, I'm going to duplicate the paperback interior files once I remember where the heck I put them. Oh, in my InDesign folder. Duh. Stonehaven. I'm going to do my the first book I ever basically published from my Stonehaven series, which is Daxton. So that's the one. And I'm only going to order a proof copy, so I'm never actually going to push it through to be available for people to order. This is just for me to order a proof copy and just test it. The first time I probably will use the hardcover option will be with the book that I'm currently writing right now, because I've subsequently taken down all of the books that I had on Amazon, because I want to do a bit of a refresh on my brand, on my name, on all of these things. Because also I'm actually going to be keeping E.L. Drayton for my fantasy. I'm using Erica Drayton as like my actual name, but I'm going to be using quote unquote pen names for the different genres that I write in. So far, I'm going to be writing in 2 genres that I know of for sure. One of them being actually, you could say 3, but I'll get into the third one. So one is fantasy, so that's going to be E.L. Drayton. The other one is mystery. I do have an idea for a mystery series in the same vein of like a Sue Grafton type of thing. And that I want to be Erica L. Parker Drayton. So I want to use my married name for my mystery series. And then I'm writing a lot of short fiction, and I think for my short fiction I'm going to just use straight up Erica Drayton. I don't think I want to use E.L. Drayton or my married name. I'm just going to use Erica Drayton for any time that I submit a short story to any publication, because that way Erica Drayton can kind of encompass all the genres, but it's going to be short fiction. So if I do any short fiction collection or anything like that, it will say Erica Drayton on the cover. And if I submit to any, magazine or contest, I will submit it as Erica Drayton. Okay, so I am currently, you can't see what I'm doing right now, but I'm just duplicating my file, which was from June 24th, 2019. So technically, I have not opened InDesign since then, since June 24th, 2019. Actually, that's not true, because I did book 2 and book 3, so really it was a lot later than that. But 2019 for sure was the last time I worked in or used InDesign. So I am going to now rename this to be hardback or hardcover. And then I like to put the date that I do these things, so that way I know what's what. And I'm going to change the name of the other one to be Paperback. Whoop. And I'm going to leave the date on there as June 24th, 2019. So I know that that's when I did it. And now I am opening InDesign. I might even have to update InDesign. So that's why I'm not like sharing the screen yet. Once I know that I don't have to do any updates to InDesign, I will just share my screen and I will show you what my InDesign file looks like when I do print copies. I love using InDesign. I love learning how to use InDesign. It's what I use primarily to do my print stuff. I do use Vellum to create my ebooks, but that's it. And it's just because ebooks can be formatted however the reader wants to format it, so I don't feel the need to have as much control over the look and the feel of it. It's like whatever, I don't really, as long as the chapters are separate the way they're supposed to be, and the front and back matter looks alright, which is, Vellum is able to do that, and I'm able to create the EPUB or the ebook files that I need to create in basically minutes, and that's all I really need. I don't need to see what's new about InDesign. I know I haven't been here in a minute. So we can just close that little bad boy. Just give me a few more minutes, and we will have InDesign up on the screen. Oh boy. So this book, Daxton, is the name of the first book of a actually it's meant to be a 6-book series. And I have written the first 4.5 books. And then I had a bit of a breakdown in 2019, which caused me to then shift gears to just exclusively writing short stories in 2020. And now I am switching gears to do both, short fiction and come on. I'm doing both short fiction and my and writing a novel. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to share this window, and then I'm probably going to have to resize the window accordingly. But let me just make it the size that I would like it to be, and then see what OBS will eventually ask me to resize it to. So in Paperback, it is currently 446 pages. Like I said, I'm going to be reformatting the size of this because my Paperback, I believe, is 8.25 by 5.5, I think, is the dimensions of my Paperback. So I'm actually going to be making it larger, which means that it's likely going to be less pages than 446, which is what it's at right now. So I think I made it like 448 pages because you want to add some blank pages at the end just to make sure in case something goes wrong with the printing of it. You don't want the last few pages to get cut off when you're doing your proofing and you're checking it. So it's always good to add those extra blank pages at the back of it. So I'm going to be doing 6 by 9. So let me just share my window now. Let me close this. Let's close this. And I'm going to add a window capture, not display capture, of Adobe, I'm going to call it. Okay, and then we will look for, what are we looking for? InDesign, here we go. Okay. Now I'm going to move this to where I want it. I'm going to shrink it down. Like so. Oh, apparently I can make it bigger. I'm just going to move this down because I can't make it any bigger. Like that. Okay, so that should do it. So you should be able to see my whole InDesign screen here. So here's the book. Hold on, let me move my cell phone out of the way. So this is almost going to be like a, not really a master class, but it is going to be a class in teaching how to do this if you ever feel so inclined. Okay, so let me zoom in a bit. Whoop, a bit. So like I said, for my fantasy, I am going to leave E.L. Drayton. So the first thing I want to do is resize these pages, because right now they're set to the pages of my paperback, and I need them to be set to the to my hardback. So, and you'll excuse me if I take my time. I said, I haven't used this in 2 years, so it's hopefully just like riding a bike, and I will be able to easily and quickly make the changes that I need to make without too much guesswork. I think what I need is the document setup. Yes, so I'm going to leave the page count because I know that the pages are going to become less, not more. And my paperback was 5.25 by 8. So the width was 5.25 and the length or the height was 8 inches. And so now I'm changing it to the width of 6 by 9. And so in terms of like the gutter and the margins and stuff like that, again, I think I can get that information now. So let me just take a look real quick at what it says. For the interior files, this is for the, hold on. Okay, so let me look at, I want to look at the bleed. Six by 9, 0.125, and then 0.25. I'm actually going to keep it what I have and see what happens. So let me just hit. Yeah, you see everything just changed. I'm going to hit OK. And now I just need to go in and just shift a few things because a few things done changed. So I have my, let me just scroll down. I want to see. Yeah, we're gonna fix the bounding box and all of these things. So let's first start with moving these things. I'm centering it to the box within the box. Now the margins here, I think they're good for the inside. So the left of this page is the inside margin. So you want that to be thicker than the right side, which is called the outside margins. And the reason is, if you open any book that you have like a really thick book, you'll see that what the inside, basically the middle here where this middle is, the inside margins do is allow for the reader to be able to read comfortably from left to right without having to like really pry the book open to kind of get to that inside part to then come back to the outside. So that's the reason why you want the inside margins always to be thicker than the outside margins, just so that a person who's reading it can read it clearly without the words getting stuck or caught in the middle. So let me just move this over to center it with this. Same thing here. I'm just going to take all of this, move it over. I'm not even sure why this has a link. It shouldn't. properties. Can I move this? Okay, let's just move it there. Oh, I want to change this, obviously. This is not the ISBN number that I'll be using. I'll be using a new one. That's my paperback ISBN number. I do have several. I bought a large pack of ISBNs, so I am never without them. This should not have a space there. There should be one word like that. And I'm going to change this because we're going to be doing this. See, this was April 2019. This is going to be... I'm going to just say November 2021 for right now. And then my website is obviously different now. Okay, so many things that needed to be updated here. So I'll be grabbing the ISBN and doing that off screen and setting all of that up without anyone seeing what that is. I don't mind if you saw that ISBN because it's already registered. It's already no one could steal that ISBN because it's already done. So now what I need to do, as you can see, the page number has moved up drastically. So now what I need to do is I need to, and the same thing. So my headers and footers I need to fix, and that I can fix universally going to my master pages. So I'm going to go to my master pages and I'm going to move these things to where they should be. I want the select tool. So I'm going to grab these two and I'm going to move them up to, I would say about here. I don't want to move them up too high, and then I'm going to move them over to be center again with the box itself. And then I'm going to move this one over to be center with the box. There we go. Now I'm going to take these two and move them down. To about there. And then I'm going to move this over to there. Move this over to there. Okay, so that I believe will fix the actually I'm not sure what those are supposed to fix. I think that fixes the main one. So let's look now. Let's go back to here, and now you see they're fixed. So that's going to fix it for all 446 or whatever some odd pages. Now in order for me to fix the back matter, I have these, which the back matter I don't want to have a page count. I don't want to have page numbers, so that's why I had to create different master files. But the issue I'm already seeing is that I want to make sure that these are in the same place. So let's do that. And the way I'm going to do that is by seeing where it is in the other one on the XY axis here. So let's come back here. Let's take a look at this. And let's see the properties. .5 6.1331. Okay, so that's going to be exactly where it is in the other one. And it says Eternal Forest because the back matter is basically giving the first, I think, like 1 or 2 chapters of my second book. So that's like, it's a sneak peek, and so it's not counting the pages of that sneak peek. So that's done. And now this one is just for me to have blank pages, but to have Roman numerals here. So I need to also move this down, and I want to move it to the same place as where those are in my master pages here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come here. I'm going to go to properties. It's at 6.8.6183. Boom. Okay, so now that's going to be perfectly aligned with my other one, and I'm going to center it like so, and then I'm going to center this like that. Okay, so now all of my master pages are good to go. So I can now come back here and deal with the with these pages themselves, which, as you can see, are not right. So this is where we're going to start getting less pages. The question is it possible for me to do this? I could just take it and re-drop the file from where I got it from. I think that'll be easier than me doing all 446 pages. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so first let me make sure I have the file before I should, is because I save everything, but just to be on the safe side. So let's go here. And then let's go to my projects. Those are my EPUB files. Stonehaven, books, Fifth Compass. We're going to be looking at Daxton right now. Okay, so there's all my PDFs, but I want, here it is. Let me just make sure that's it. Yes, I believe so, although the font is different. I probably made those changes. Okay, so what I need to do is write down what I did with the font here. So let's go to properties. So it's, I'm gonna write this down so I don't forget. I had a bunch of index cards here. And a pen. What? How do I work without so many things here? Okay, so we are doing for the we got that, and then we got the body is gonna be Hightower. I don't think I want to like go so far as to changing any of the font size and all of that stuff, just because this is literally just for me to do a proof copy, so I don't want to go crazy. But I want to make sure that what I drop in is exactly what's here, so it's going to be 12 point, and then the letter separation is going to be 17 point. Your letter separation should always be your, as they call it, your leading should be 5 points more than whatever your font size is. So if your font size is 12 point, your leading should be no less than 17. You can make it more if you feel like it's too close together, but again, it should be no less than. So keep that in mind. Okay, so that's what that is, and now let me see what this is. So it's basically the same here, with the exception of the font size being 45. And then the leading, in this case, doesn't really matter, but because it's not meant to be stacked, it's just the one thing, but I'm gonna write that down anyway. And I think I have all that I need. Okay, so the best way to do this, which is scary to do it this way, but it's what we're going to do. We're going to delete everything. Down to where it's the end. Let me just confirm this is the end. Here ends book 1. Okay, so we're going to take all these pages away. And we're going to start from scratch. So let's go back up to the top. So come on. Up here, right click. Wait, can I just clear the pages instead of deleting them? No, it looks like I just have to delete them. Okay, hold on. It's deleting a lot of pages. Okay. Okay, so now I am going to come back here. And I'm going to insert. I have to do the math now. So there was 446 pages. And now we are down to 28. So let's add, just to be on the safe side, 420 pages after page 4. We're going to apply master A to them. Okay. Alright, so here go all my pages back. So now let me reopen. Well, not reopen, but let me open. I believe I just... So my book is, hold on, it's calculating the word count. Let me just give it a minute. It's a big file. It's a big one. 91,150 words is. So I'm just copying and pasting this from my actually, am I supposed to do it that way or this way? Wait, I think there's a different way to do this. We're about to find out anyway. Okay, so I've got it now. You probably can't see that it's hovering here, but I'm about to drop it in right on the top left corner where it says page 5. Oh, how do I do it so that it goes? Do I have to hit the shift? I am working in InDesign. I'm excited because Amazon, while they are still in beta for their hardcover, they have opened the ability for everyone who is using KDP to create hardcover and have that be a part of their books to sell on Amazon. And so I want to order a proof copy. So I'm just recreating my paperback in the hardback dimensions so that I can then order a proof copy while I'm streaming. So that's what I'm doing right now. Yes, hit the shit. That's what I thought. I'm like, I know this. I haven't used InDesign, to be perfectly honest with you, since 2019. So, oh, perfect. Okay. I mean, it's not perfect because it didn't drop it the way that I wanted it to, but I know how to fix all of these little nuances. What I really want to check is that, yes, each chapter is on its separate thing. Bravo, which is how it should be. And now I get to do all the kernings and the fonting and the things. So let's work on that, shall we? I already wrote it all down, so I know what it was before, and I'm gonna keep it that way again. So we're going to just select everything. Perfect. And we're going to go over to the properties real quick, and we're going to make the. Actually, do I have to do it that way? Hold on, let me think. Oop, I hit the wrong one. Sorry. That's actually not right. Let's undo that real quick. This should actually be high tower. Hold on, I'm changing what this actually should be. Text Roman, and it should be 12, and this should be, the lettering should be 17. Okay, but I wanted you to do it to everything, so let's, I know it's mixed. I know it's mixed. Sweet. Okay, so this is now a beautiful thing. Let's just make sure chapter 2 is what chapter 2 should be. Oh my god, the beauty. I'm gonna fix all of the like widow orphan situation just as soon, and I don't even know if I really want to fix that, because again, like I said, this is just for me to order a proof copy. It's not like I'm not going to hit publish on this on KDP, because I don't want this to be the first book that goes up there anyway. I want it to be the book that I'm currently writing. This is just for me to test what their hardback looks like with a novel that I know is done and that I've already published as paperback and ebook. So I'm going to try not to do too much tinkering the way that I would if I were actually going to hit publish, but I am going to do enough so that I know it looks the way I want it to look. So unfortunately, this I think I need to do manually, but that's all right because it's only 30 chapters. It does look good, doesn't it? I don't think I'm going to stick with this font style. It is very fantasy-ish, but I've been looking, I always like to, copying art is the best form of, or imitating art is the best form of flattery. And so what I do is I will take all the fantasy books that I love, and then sometimes, I would say 9 times out of 10, if you look at the copyright page, it will tell you the font that was used. And usually it's a font that is common, meaning it exists within the library of fonts, or it might just be an Adobe font and I'll just download that. And so I think that I'm going to change it from this to a font that is used by one of my favorite fantasy authors. And I'm looking over because his name just left my brain. And so I'm quickly scanning my shelves because I know I have a book of his here somewhere. Michael J. Sullivan. And I think the font he uses is Caslon, Caslon. And so I think that's the one I'm going to use. But I don't need to go that deep with it right now. So I'm doing 6x9 for the hardback. And so that's why I needed to redo this file, because my paperback was 5.5 by 8. So I know that the dimensions are going to be, you know, obviously completely different, as is the page count, which is what I really need. So that's why I'm doing this first. And then the next thing I'm going to do is open up Photoshop and show you my cover, where I'm going to have to resize my cover based on the spine width and all of those things, and it'll be really easy peasy. So first things first is doing this. So it's not that many chapters, so I'm okay with doing this manually. Oh, I think it's only 30 chapters. And then I get to decide if I feel like the kerning is, or the leading is good. One thing I can see already is that it's doing hyphens, and I hate that. So I'm going to remove the hyphens. I'm going to do those little things. I won't do any, like I said, major stuff. But I do not like hyphenating. I don't know why InDesign even defaults to hyphens. Like, who's maybe public, like, magazines use hyphens, now that I think about it. But in literature, I can't even, like, no. Why? I don't think I've ever seen hyphens used in a, oh, I just hit the wrong one. In a book that I've read. I could be wrong. but I'm almost positive hyphens is not a thing that's used in like literature. I use Adobe Caslin Pro for my nonfiction book. Yeah, I'm actually, don't tell anyone, but I am working on a nonfiction book, which I hope to release probably in 2023. I don't think I'm going to have the time to release it next year because I'm doing serialized fiction for a trilogy that I'm working on. And so I want to, make sure that I stay on top of that. But I do have an idea that I've been tinkering around with for many years to do my very first ever nonfiction book. See, now old, like if I was doing this legit, I would not allow these two lines here to be on the left. First of all, it's hyphening, so I mean, kill me now. But again, I'm trying not to be a stickler with everything that's going on. The only thing I will fix for sure is the hyphen issue, but I'm not, like, you can quote me on this and you can like hold my feet to the fire here. I will not be doing anything else. Like this right here, the widows and orphans situation where it's got this one word here. Obviously, I would do slight kerning to fix that, and et cetera, et cetera. I know there are ways to fix it with just the click of a button and me not having to be all nitpicky, but yeah. Anyway, anywho. I'm glad to be back in InDesign though, because I love this program. I love working in InDesign. I love working in Photoshop. The Adobe programs are like some of my favorite. I use what's it called? Audition to do my podcast, to record my podcast. So it's like, if I could use everything, I would. I mean, I'm even going to start using Adobe, what's it called? What's their video app? See, now, again, typically I would reformat this because this is supposed to be something that's read on a note, so it wouldn't actually look like this. It would look different, but I'm moving past it because that's not why we're here. We are here to just create this file so that I can order a proof copy and move on with my life. So I will just talk a little bit about yeah, there should be somewhere here. Yeah, right here. So I think if I click in here, I can just uncheck this, and it should, I think that should have removed the hyphens from everything. No, it didn't. Hold on. There's probably a way for me to do it within the, if I edit the actual thing here. Excuse my sniffling. I'm like cold, so. Oh, here we go. Hyphenation. Let's just uncheck hyphenate. Click OK. Boom. Okay, so I removed hyphenating from the actual paragraph style. So yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Okay, so let's keep going. So now there should be no more hyphens here. Hallelujah. I love, I just learned how to use, this is probably embarrassing, but I just learned how to use paragraph styles and character styles maybe a year ago. I could not understand the purpose. And then when I realized it's how you are able to like change something like a 400 plus page manuscript with just the click of a button, when I was like, oh my God, here I've been like doing all of this manually and I could have just been clicking a button. Like the reason why I can't do the headers manually is because I did the select all thing when I technically it did, because the system didn't know the difference between one and the other, so I had to do it this way. But now, if I wanted to change one thing or the other, I can do it. I can change the chapter headings with the click of a button rather than having to do this, which is going through manually and changing them to the style one at a time. Yes, I did learn it. I did learn it. Oh my god, I remember PageMaker. Let's just show our age real quick. Um, I do remember. I mean, I used to learn how to type. I used Mavis Mavis Beacon. I think it was called. That's how I learned how to type on my grandparents' computer whenever I went to go visit my grandparents, because I didn't have a computer, but they did. So I would go there and they had like all the discs and stuff. And so that's how I learned there. And then I also learned in high school because I went to a vocational school. And as a part of the vocation, you got to pick what your vocation was going to be. And I think they had like two options. They had business and they had engineering. And I went for business, so I learned how to, you know, write a resume. I learned how to write up a business plan proposal. I learned, like, those were the things that we learned in business and typing. So those were the two places where I learned. And going really old school, I was in the generation that played Oregon Trail on the computer, on the black screen with the green images. That was one of the computer games. So I'm an 80s baby, so I'm lucky enough to know what life was like before the internet. The internet wasn't here forever. I know a lot of people believe that, but it actually wasn't. There was a time when you had the radio and you had TV. There was a time, I mean, I was from the generation where we still had a rotary phone, which I miss. Oh my God. Can we go back to the rotary phone time? And clearly I was wrong. I thought this was 30 chapters, but I'm already on chapter 33. So that's how much I know my own book. Maybe it's 40 chapters. Maybe I thought it was 30, but it's actually 40 chapters. Let's go with that. But yes, I am from the generation. Oh, I want a typewriter so badly. I love that they're coming back in style, because it means that companies are going to start making and manufacturing typewriters, hopefully at a reasonable price. But I really want. I actually have a keyboard that makes the sound of a typewriter that looks like typewriter keys, but it's just not the same. I really want a typewriter. Oh, why did it? I hate when it does this. I have plenty of pages here. Why did it not keep going? Hold on. Hitting the shift key and clicking. Okay. That was a long chapter. I don't know. I remember that from before, that it wouldn't actually paste everything. That it still, even when I hit the shift key, would not do the thing. But that's all right. That is all right. Okay, please tell me this is only 40 chapters. I really didn't think I'd be here this long manually changing the headers here. Is that the last chapter? Oh my God, we're still going. How long is my book? I do not, I mean, I wrote this back in 2018, so clearly I don't remember. No wonder it was 400 pages. Lordy cow. So this is, oh, epilogue. Oh, praise the Lord. Okay, the final chapter. This book is from a universe that I created that is going to span like 60 plus books. I already have outlined 60 plus books in this universe. And oh, I went too far. So, not to cut my own self off, this actually is going to make my hardback very thin. Depending on if I keep these dimensions, which I likely will. But look at how many pages I'm going to be deleting right now. My paperback was 446 pages. This right now, oh my god. Okay, so let's go down to like here, right click, and delete all of this. So let's scroll down. Perfect. So now we're in the back matter. I want to change this page right here. Yeah, it was it took on a mind of its own. It's called Stonehaven is the place, and so I have a map. I have all of these things, and like I said, it took on a mind of its own. And before I knew it, why is this highlighted in green? Can I ask that question? Does anyone know? I don't know why this is highlighted in green. Although I do have to redo this entire Learn More page. Part of me wants to do that right now. But again, we're not here for that. We are just here to format this thing. But if I wasn't here to do that, to just do that, I would be changing this whole thing here. So let's just center this to the thing. I'm thinking about stretching, but I'm actually going to leave it as is. Oh, yeah. I do have to... Well, actually, I actually have this. So, fear not, young maiden, but I actually have the thing. I just need to make sure I get it from the very end. Do you have style overrides highlighted? Where is that? Can you direct me to where that is? Hold on one second, because I have to remove this thing here. That's a question that you might actually have the answer to. Is there a way for me to like resize this bounding box for like all of the pages instead of just resizing it for one? Like, how do I do that? Can I? Because that's the reason why I like delete the pages and then I just re-drop the file in there. And see if look in the paragraph styles panel and see if the A+ button is selected. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Hold on one second. I have to blow my nose. I will be right back. I just realized I was still on mute. Sorry. I'm talking and I'm like, why is nothing bouncing? Oh, it's because I'm on mute. You genius. I feel like they give more options now. I have not used this thing in so long. I just did a boo-boo, so I'm gonna do this the way I would normally do it, and then I'll learn how to do it the proper way in the future. So we're gonna do this, right click. And delete these pages. Okay. You're right, I do have an override. I know what you're talking about because I remember specifically with the H before that I had looked different from the other letters, and so I needed to make it so that it would do the H that I wanted. Which is weird that it did it for this one and not for this one, but that's neither here nor there. Let me see. So 334, I need to do the math again. 334 minus 316 gives me how much? 18 pages. So I just deleted 18 pages. I'm going to add 20 as a buffer, even though I know I don't need it. To right here, and I'm going to apply master B, or B master, to the pages that I insert. I'm going to insert 20 pages after page 1, and the B master, and okay. And so now I've got this looking beautiful, beautiful. Oh wait, that's not right. Oh no, oh no, that wasn't what I meant to do. Undo, undo. You dummies. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, it's showing it after this page 1, so why the hell did it do it after my front page 1? Actually, you know what? I want to do it after page 2. There we go. Okay, it did it right now. Whew. Good grief. Okay, so, and now I know that I don't have to actually open the Word document to do what I want to do. No, I don't want to keep the last thing I copied. So I'm going to do File. Is it File? Yes, File, Place, or Command D. And I'm going to just drop in, which I already have here somewhere, my sneak peek file, which is only 2 chapters. Hold on, I need to replace something here with Hightower. Okay, done. And so now I'm going to click, shift, and I always forget to hit the shift key. Shift and click. Okay, and now we are going to make sure it's not selecting everything there. It should be selecting everything down here. Beautiful, beautiful. And we're going to this. I don't know why this is in caps, because that must have been a stylistic choice. Let's fix that, because I don't think my other things are like that. That was a stylistic choice. That was a bad one. So I think I'm only using 2 chapters, which is great because I only have to do this twice. Hold on. This is too far over. Let's move it over like this. So we're centered. Beautiful. I will fix this right here to this. And then let's fix this. Beautiful. So now I can delete these pages that are... Oh, wait. Nope, 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 nope. It did the thing again. Which I don't know why it does that, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so now we can delete these pages. Let's do that. We will delete down to here. Delete these spreads. That's what I mean to say. And then I'm going to make that a blank. Thing like that. Oh, why does it show a page number though? What? What? Oh, that's what it, Can I put that there? Let me check. I can. Okay. Alright, so let's do that. Let's fix this. I'm actually going to stretch this to be the length and whatever of the bounding box. Just because I'm anal about it, I am going to fix my website URL, but I'm not going to fix anything else. I'm not going to fix anything else. I'm going to save this now. So we are looking at, I went from 446 pages for my paperback dimensions to 330. So 116 pages less. Wow. That's pretty significant. Okay, but we're done. I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna harp too much. Everything looks good. When I do my, legit one, the front and back matter will be different. I have grown a lot since this moment in time, so there will be I have more things that I want to put in the front and back matter than I did in the past. But yeah, so this file is almost done. The one thing I need to add is the ISBN number, which I'm going to now stop sharing this. I'm going to go find or log into my ISBN network. Actually, I don't even think I need to log into my ISBN network. I think I have my ISBNs exported somewhere. Although where is the question? But I can like visually see I have a spreadsheet somewhere. I wonder where I would have put that. In my mind's eye, I'm like, I definitely have. Word counts, names. You know what? It'll probably be faster for me to just go to the website and just get the ISBN that way. But I'm like so sure that I have it somewhere. Oh, don't do this to me. Okay, let's just get. No, I got mine from Bowker. I got their like 500 pack of not 500. What am I saying? I think it was like a 250 pack or something like that. Um, so that way I can have for print and hardback and then like special editions and etc etc. And I'm like I said, I'm almost positive I have it in a spreadsheet somewhere because I was trying to make sure because I knew what order I wanted to release the book, so I figured I would just put it in the file next to the ISBN I wanted to assign for each thing. Um, and so I really would prefer to use that rather than going right to Bowker and taking an empty one because I know that I assign them specifically. So I'm going to try and see if I can find it real quick. It's either in my Google Drive or it's in my OneDrive. Those are the only two places it could be. I mean, in terms of like where I saved it. Unfortunately, I'm a moron and I have way too many different cloud places. Um, and so if I didn't have that, then it would be easier for me to find things. But oh, wait, I just typed in ISBN and in my search, Eureka, I have it. It was in my Google Drive. I had a feeling that's where it would be. Okay. I knew I just needed to write ISBN and it would come up. Okay. Yay. All right. So let me just write down Daxton that this is paperback. Oh wait, I already have it in the format. Duh. What a buffoon. Okay. So let me change. I will use this one. Just use the next available one, right? Duh. So we'll do Daxton here, and then we'll change that to hard cover. And okay, so this is the one I'm going to be using right now. And this thing does, it probably is what I downloaded from them though. Why do I have it? Oh, because this is the order that I was going to be releasing books. I'm like, why do I have separation in my ISBNs? I don't know what O/F is supposed to be for. That must be something specific to Bowker, and I have no idea. Do you know? I have O/F for a column. Some of them say O and some of them say F, and I have no idea what that's about. But anyway, regardless of that, I have my ISBN number. So let me just turn this off for a momentary moment while I type in my ISBN number in here. The only reason I don't want to show it is because I have to like file it and all of those things, and I haven't done that yet because I'm literally just getting this off of my spreadsheet. So yeah, okay, let's come in here, space, paste. All right, there it is in all its glory. And so now we're gonna save this document. Yeah, I'd have to sign into Bowker to find out what, or maybe it's not even a Bowker thing. Maybe it was something that I was trying to remember for myself, but I've gotta admit, I have no freaking clue. O/F. Nope, I got nothing. I'm like racking my brain. I did this back in like 2019, 2018, so should I be knowing it? Probably not. But yeah, I always recommend if you're gonna get ISBNs from Bowker to get the package deal. Like, don't buy them one at a time, obviously, because there's like, I don't know, $100 or $125 a piece. But if you buy like the bulk of like 250 of them for like, you know, $500, do the math. It pays. It should pay for itself in that the idea is you're going to use those and you're going to make money from, you know, using the ISBN, registering it, all that jazz. Okay, so I am exporting this file now as a PDF. And in my Daxton files folder, is that where I want to put it? I don't even know. Let's check. I think that's where I want to put it. Projects, Stonehaven, books. No, where is that? Oh, no, that's not where I want to put this. I want to actually put it not in my Adobe folder, but in my Stonehaven folder. Right here. Hold on, a font was not available, so I have to fix that before I can export. Did it export? I don't even know. Or do I have to tell it again to export? Oh, I think I do. I think I do. Stonehaven, books, Fifth Compass, Daxton, save, export. I don't know, again, why this thing even has links, but let me go to my links panel and figure that out. Oh, why is that a link? Seriously? How do I remove a hyperlink? That's the question. says double click to relink, but I don't even know why it is a link, is the question I have. I gotta bounce. Oh, nice chatting with you too. I'm gonna be opening a Photoshop in a second. As soon as I can figure out why the frick this is even linking somewhere. You know what? I don't have time. I don't have time. I just exported the file, so I'm gonna open the PDF just to make sure that it's the way that I want it. All 330 pages. Oh. Yep, it looks beautiful. It might actually be too close to the edge. Maybe it's just my eyes playing tricks on me. No, I think it's supposed to be like that. Yeah, we'll just go with it. Okay, 330 pages is the answer I need to my next question. I am closing InDesign, by the way. And I'm going to be opening. Well, let me give it a second to quit. What am I doing next? What did I say I was about to do? Oh, yeah. So I'm going to show you how I get the template for the cover. Oh, here we go. So let me share this window with you very quickly. Okay, so here is, hopefully you can see that clearly, I hope. But here is the print cover calculator. So this is what you would need in order to know, like this is the information if you hired an illustrator that you would want to give to them so that they will make the cover dimensions properly. You could even just give them the file. Oh, have I been online at work all this time? Oh, no. Hold on. I just realized that I don't start work till 11. So let me shut that down real quick. I didn't even realize that. Okay. Oh, that was funny. Anyway, okay, so you would come here to the print cover calculator, and this is either if you're creating the cover yourself, you'd want this, or if you hired someone, you would want to give them the template that you get downloaded. And the template they give you is, I believe, a PNG and a PDF of the template. And you can I use the PNG, and I'll show you that in Photoshop how I do that. But for now, let's just put in the proper information for hardcover. So I'm doing, so now you have an actual drop down to pick hardback or hardcover or paperback. I'm doing hardcover. Black and white is the interior. The paper type is cream. I recommend cream if you're doing a fiction book, and then white paper if you're doing a non-fiction book. But you can, pick whichever you want. But I think that's the the best way to go. My page turn is obviously going to be turning from my left to my right. I want the measurement to be in inches. My trim size is going to be 6x9. For paperback, they have 5 options. The 5 most popularly used options, I believe, is what they do. And then my page count, which in this case is 330 pages. So now I'm going to calculate the dimensions. So now this is what it's telling me my book is going to be. And the most important thing that I want, barring the rest of this whole thing, is the spine. Because that's going to just help me determine how much space I'm going to have to put the title and all that other bit of information. So the spine width is 1.014 inches, which I said it was going to be like, I thought it was going to be 1.5 inches, but because it's the pages are so much less, that's why it's not as thick. And again, that might have to do with how I'm doing my interior and exterior margins and all of that within the actual manuscript document, the interior file itself, which I may decide to change once I get the proof copy. I may decide the interior margins are not wide enough, or the exterior margins are too narrow, etc. And so this is why it's a good thing to do a proof copy and to do as many proof copies as you want. I don't think I have proof copies here, but I do have my paperback here. I haven't unboxed all of my stuff, so I only have 3. Actually, I have the proof copy of my second book here. So this is, as you can see, it says not for resale. So this is the proof copy of my second book. The actual copy of it is in a box that I probably haven't unboxed yet. I did also, this is the first novella. So this 6-book series that I'm writing has 5 novellas that go after each novel. It's a whole thing, but here's what all 5 of them are going to be, and it's collect them all, the Fifth Compass novellas. And so here's the first one. You see it's thin, it's not thick at all. So there's that, and then this is the book that I'm actually going to be printing right now. Oh my god, it's so heavy. So the spine is obviously not going to be this thick, so I'm gonna have to accommodate for that. But here is the cover of Daxton, and then here's the back. It's Tales of Stonehaven. Here's, the copy, and then there's the ISBN, and I have a QR code here, etc., etc. So I'm gonna have to update some of this, obviously, and then resize it accordingly, because the book is actually going to be bigger than this, because this is and as you can see, the reason why you want to do this is so that everything looks nice and neat on the shelf. So everything is lined up. My numbers for, if I take out the novella and just have the books here, see the 1 and the 2 are lined up perfectly. My name is lined up. Everything is lined up perfectly. So that's why I always say you want to know what your base template is going to be, especially if it's multiple books, because you want to be able to have them on your shelf and have them everything line up perfectly, from the font size to the whole thing. So it's always good to know what your titles are going to be and everything else, so that way you know how it's going to fit on the spine, because you don't want that to look janky. Let me move this out of my way, and let's continue. So I'm going to click this download template button, and now what downloaded, like I said, is a PNG and a PDF file. Let me just right click, and I want to move this one to the trash. So now I'm going to open the PNG with Photoshop. So give me a second while I open that, and then I'm going to share my Photoshop screen with you. feet are cold. I might actually do the second half of this stream standing up. Okay, Photoshop is open. Oh wait, it's still opening. And again, the way I designed my back cover is from looking at other back covers, right? So like literally every bit of information that I garnered on making this book came from looking at other fantasy books and seeing what they did. And I still can't believe that I have this book that's 446 some odd pages, which is still mind-boggling to me. Ow. I just broke a nail. Okay. Alright, Photoshop is now ready for me to use. Let me just fix my window here, and now I will switch over. So let's turn off Safari and go back to Adobe. And let's see, where is it? Oh, it's up here. Let's make this bigger. Okay, I think that works. All right, so here is the downloaded template. So, and it gives you information on what everything means. Like the black solid line is the trim size. So this is where I can expect my book will be cut to produce the final trim size. So I really want to keep everything that I do within the white area. That's the live area. That's where I should have the text and any essential images and stuff like that. It should be in here so that I can guarantee that when I get this book, that those things are going to be clear and legible and visible and not going to get cut off by a turn. Now, the thing that I find most interesting is the area between the white box on the left and then the white box in the middle, the spine, because that actually is what you could call the divot in a hardback book that is just going to have stuff printed on it and it's not going to have an actual jacket. So let me see if I can find something so I can show you what I mean by the divot. Do I have a hardback book near me? I have to like, hold on. I have to go to my actual bookshelf over here. And I find it interesting that they even tell you where that divot is so you can make sure that if you want something visible that you don't have it in the divot. I'm calling it a divot, but I'm sure there's a better word for it. So if you look here, there's this part here that kind of goes in and then comes back out to create the hardback. So that part here that goes up and then it goes down and then it comes back up and then creates the rest of the hardback. So that divot is that area there in the pink where it goes from where it's between the it's on either side, the left and the right of the spine area. This is also my Epic Norse Myths and Tales book. I have a bunch of those on my shelf. So now what I do is I take this and what I do is I turn down the opacity so that I still see it, but it's not in my way too much because I want to be able to put some things in here and see how they layer with it. So I'm going to turn the opacity down, then I'm going to turn the layer off. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over all of the elements from my paperback cover. Now this is going to take a while to open because while I thought this was a good idea at the time, I realized fairly quickly that I should not have done this. And what I did was, let me see, I created a master file which basically has the paperback and the ebook image of my covers for all 6 covers. And so because I did it that way, it's a really big file. And so I'm about to open that one right now. And then I'm just going to take all the elements. Just give me a second. I'm trying to remember what it should be just called Fifth Compass Master, I think. Although I'm not sure it's even here. It might actually be somewhere else now that I think about it. So hold on one second. Are you already freezing on me? Really? I can't wait till I get the Mac Mini. That's gonna be my next Apple computer. Is gonna be the Mac Mini, an M1 or M1X or whatever. I'm just waiting for the second generation of M1 Mac Mini to buy that one. I don't like buying the first generation of anything that Apple creates. So once I have that, then I'm going to. Why is it freezing on me? Is my main question here. This is not good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to force quit it and open it again. I was afraid that this would happen because it's happened to me in the past. Okay, so let me do this. I actually think the file that I want. Yeah, master PSD covers. That's what I thought. I'm almost tempted to do the cover for my 3rd book instead of this one, but I want to keep things uniform, so yeah. So this file is just shy of 1 gig in size. It's 970 megabytes, and I think like 999 whatever is the size when it becomes 1 gig. So it's like right on the cusp of being 1 gig in size, which is pretty big. And I've been telling myself that I need to separate these out into their own files and not have them all in one place. I just have not gotten around to doing that. So I'm gonna have to work in this area fairly quickly because it's using up a lot of memory, and so that's why it's freezing the way that it is. And hopefully I can do this on stream. If I can't, I'm gonna have to just do this off stream, which means I'm gonna have to order the proof copy off stream, which I kind of wanted to do it on stream, but you know, it is what it is. Let me try to quit some programs here to give it a boost. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Okay, let me switch this window real quick now so you can see what I'm looking at. So as you can see, here go all of my, and it's not just my main books, but it's also the novellas. So having all of these files and images here, you can imagine how lovely it is to work this way, to say the least. Okay, so let me see if it's gonna allow me to move things around now. I think it will. Yes. So let's extend that, and then let's extend down. And now the easy part. I'm not going to be messing with any of the ebook files where it's just the cover page. Obviously, I'm just going to need So my favorite cover so far is book 3, which is this one right here. Definitely my favorite. Books 4, 5, and 6 are just mock-ups. They're not like the actual final. So books 1, 2, and 3 are. So here's book 2. And now we're just going to take... So I'm just going to take the stuff from here. So I just need to literally just come here and just take... I'm going to take all... See, and I actually have the template here. So if I do this... Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's do it again. So that way, so this is what I basically am going to do. So that way I can see where the border is. I can see that everything, where the cutoff line is. So I know that all my important information is where it needs to be, etc. So I'm literally going to be doing the same exact thing, just in the other window. So I need to reopen that file with Photoshop. So the quicker I'm able to move these elements over, the quicker I can just wave goodbye. Yeah, I'm not highlighting everything, so that's a problem, which I hate. Okay. Please, please, please work. I don't see anything. Why don't I see anything? And I want to save this over here. Please and thank you. That's going to be a problem. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't actually drop it in here. Let's try that again. You know what? I'm gonna be real. Okay, I think I have what I need. Although I'm questioning why this is coming up this way. I'm gonna close this. Sure, save it. What is this program error? It keeps telling me. Oh my god, what is happening? This is like an absolute nightmare. It's not letting me save anything. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this while I'm streaming. So I'm actually going to go off stream and do this because it's frustrating me, and maybe I'll come back, maybe I won't, I don't know.